Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to have a live program of an in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now based on my current location here in Florida. Today is Labor Day holiday in the United States, so happy Labor Day to anyone who is in that country at the moment. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and also an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday, most weeks on this particular channel. There will not be any program this coming Friday, September the 9th, because I will be traveling on that day to New Mexico. And then for a few weeks, I'll be using the chart of now based on the location where I will be in New Mexico. The time for the program will continue to be the same, so you don't have to adjust the time that you log into the program, but I will be using the time Shaktis based off that location rather than off the Florida location while I am in New Mexico. So we're meeting Monday through Thursday this week. Friday, there will be no program, and then we will resume again Monday through Friday the following week. So I hope that's clear, and I've asked them to put up a card for September 9th, just to let people know who might not hear this broadcast, why there's no program that particular day. So yes, I'm excited to be traveling to New Mexico, and I am also excited to be here today on Labor Day in the United States doing this puja with all of you. Dr. Pillai has said that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is also a divine light being associated with all of them. And as we do this puja, we are inviting blessings from all of them to be entering into our lives and into our world. We're using the chart of now, as I said earlier, based off of my current location here in Florida. I'm using the the South Indian style of chart. There is a link below the video for a tutorial about the South Indian style chart if you're not familiar with it. Each of the little 12 boxes you see here represents a particular zodiac sign, and we're going to work with this chart as we do the puja. I have the chart drawn in chalk on a chalkboard on my side table here. I also have a tea light, a lit tea light. I have a bell. I have a little container of water. I have a hand fan, and I have a bowl of fresh flower petals that we'll use for during the puja as offerings. It's okay if you don't have a chalkboard. It's okay if you haven't drawn the chart yourself. It's okay however you wish to participate in the puja. Dr. Pillai has said, just their names is a mantra or a quantum sound in and of itself. So even just listening to the puja, even if you were listening to it, let's say in the background while you were doing something more mundane like folding the laundry or something, can be of benefit because those sounds do help take us into a higher state of consciousness, just hearing the sounds of the puja. So that's what we're up to right now. I'm going to start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles. The mantra we will use for Ganesha is Om Sring Gung, SRING GUNG. Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja and to remove all obstacles for all of us. And we thank him for his help with this. Now I do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. I did put a link for the chant up above earlier in the YouTube chat, if you're not familiar with it. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Avar Kumikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Avar Kumikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Avar Kumikave. We ask all of the 9 planets, and actually all the planets, all the stars, to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Yanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we are going to honor some of the various time elements that are active right now before we start to work with the chart. We're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in right now, the Tithi or the moon phase, the planet that rules the hour, and we'll also honor the time elements of the yoga and the karana. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Monday, which is ruled by the moon. As we honor the moon, I will put little flower petals on top of him on my blackboard on the chart. Flower petals and flowers have a beautiful purity in their energy. And when we hold them or touch them as we're doing prayers or chants, they're able to take those sounds and those prayers straight into the realm of the causal plane or the Akashic level and update our own Akashic record. So we're very grateful to the flowers that have provided the flower petals today. We start with honoring the moon. I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in today, or the nakshatra of the day, which today is Mula, a star symbolized as tied up roots, a star that has energies to help us get things on a good foundation. We honor this star. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi or the moon phase. Right now we are in the 10th waxing moon in this area. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name, which would, for this one, would be Dasami, followed by the word Devi, invoking the light being associated with the moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour. In my area right now, we are in an hour that's being ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. For the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not use flower petals. We would just say their names 3 times each to honor them. The yoga that's active right now is one called Ayushman that has energies that are well rooted. Ayushman, Ayushman, Ayushman. And the Karana that is active right now is one called Taitula, which has energies that are steady. Taitula, Taitula, Taitula. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with whatever sign the ascendant is in. The ascendant is the zodiac sign coming up on the eastern horizon. And in my area right now, ascendant on the chart is represented by the symbol AC for ascendant. And in my area right now, it's in the sign of Virgo, which is coming up on the eastern horizon. Dr. Pillai said we would begin with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign. And in this case, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So we honor Mercury right now for ruling the ascendant sign. And I put the flower petals on top of Mercury, M-E. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we're going to go around the chart and we're going to go in a clockwise direction, starting with the ascendant. And in the ascendant today is Mercury himself. So we're going to honor him again for being in Virgo. And then for each planet, as we honor them, we're also going to honor the star that they are in, the archetype that rules the star, the planet that rules the star, and also the planet that rules the sign. In this case, we've already honored the planet that rules the sign. Now we're honoring Mercury for being in Virgo. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Today, Mercury is in a star called Hasta, a star symbolized as an open hand in blessing. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Om Hastaye Namaha. Now we honor the archetype that rules Hasta star, which is Savitur, which is one of the forms of the sun. And in this form, the sun has the fiery energy of truth. We honor Savitur, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Om Saviturye Namaha. Hasta star is ruled by the moon. We honor the moon, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Dr. Pillai said as we completed each sign, honoring the planets, the stars, etc., that are in it, we would pause for a moment and reflect on it. So right now we pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most detail-oriented, the most logical or analytical of zodiac signs, the one that helps us with pattern recognition. Today containing Mercury, planet of communication, and also a planet that helps with all forms of buying and selling and helps us to have a quick mind. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, again going in a clockwise direction from the ascendant. And today in Libra is the planet Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Vishaka, a star that can give blessings for triumph and victory. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni can give blessings for transformation and purification. We honor both of them, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu, the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Donus or Sagittarius, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in the star of Mula, a star of foundational energies, and also a star said to be aligned with our own galactic center, meaning through Mula star, if you kept drawing a line, it would take you, many, probably light years away into our own galactic center. So it's a very interesting and important star for helping us get things on a good foundation and have things be well rooted in our lives. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Mula star is ruled by the goddess Niriti. She's a goddess who has kind of a smoky energy. She helps to bring about transformational change. We honor her, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Niritye Namaha. Om Niritye Namaha. Om Niritye Namaha. Mula star is ruled by Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Sagittarius, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Donus or Sagittarius, the most idealistic and noble-minded of all the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde. When planets are retrograde, they are extra powerful. And right now there are 5 planets that are retrograde. We're about to honor 2 of them. I put the flower petals on Pluto. And for him, we are using the mantra Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Today, Pluto is in a star called Uttarashada. This is a star that can give blessings for success, particularly long-lasting success. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, archetypes who each embody a particular, unique, divine, universal principle. We honor all 10 of them and ask for their blessings. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Vasudevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Excuse me. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. He's also retrograde. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, for music, for good reputation. We honor this star. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help us with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that gives blessings for patience, organization, compassion, and service. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune retrograde and Jupiter, who is also retrograde. We start with honoring Neptune, and the mantra we use for him is Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star that has the fire energy of Kundalini, and also is a star that helps with purification. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhajapadaye Namaha. Purvabhajapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can give blessings for deeper levels of silence and forgiveness. We honor him. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now, we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Again, I put more flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada. Dr. Pillai has said this is a star that can help us with business development. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by an archetype called Arbundiya. Among other things, he has the ability to help guard precious things and treasures, things that we really care about, our valuables. We ask for his blessings. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. Om Arbundiyaye Namaha. The star Uttarabhadrapada is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, a sign that has transcendental and metaphysical energies, today containing Neptune, planet that can help with our intuition and our ability to understand our own inner life, and Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spiritual teachings, as well as a planet that can help with wealth and everything related to banking or legal matters. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Mesha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus. Uranus is retrograde today. We're going to honor both the planets first before we invoke this star, because both the planets are in the same star at the moment. We start with Rahu, and I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus, and the mantra we use for him is Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Flower petals go on Uranus. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in Bharani's star, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power or energy. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across both Rahu and Uranus. Om Barnihe Namaha. Om Barnihe Namaha. Om Barnihe Namaha. Barney's star is ruled by Yama, an archetype who helps with justice. We honor him. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Barney's star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus, and I put the flower petals in him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet that can help with innovation, intelligence, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Today, Mars is in a star called Rohini, a star with the energy of beauty. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Rohini is ruled by an archetype called Brahma, an archetype of creativity. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by the moon. We honor the moon. I put flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, a grounded earthy energy sign, and also a sign that's luxury loving. Today containing Mars, a planet that likes to take practical action and has the energies of both the warrior and the healer. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign that has a planet in it is Simha or Leo, which today contains Venus and the Sun. We start with honoring Venus, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Magha, a star that can give blessings for royalty consciousness and high self-esteem. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Magha is ruled by the Pitris, These are the ancestors who have moved up into higher planes of light, who are able to send us blessings. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Next, we honor the sun for being in Leo. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Purva Phalguni, a star that has energies for relationship, for being social, for rest and relaxation. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Purva Phalguni star is ruled by Bhagya, an archetype who gives good fortune. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Purva Phalguni star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the sun because he's the ruler of Leo. He's very comfortable to be in this sign. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a sign represented as the lion, has the energy of power and leadership. Today containing Venus, planet of diplomacy, also the planet of the arts and enjoyment of material plane comforts, and the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet important for our health, and also the planet that does help us with leadership, power, helps us with everything we have to do dealing with the government. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and all the little piles of flower petals. And I pass this in the air around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of the divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a hand fan. Some of you could use a lit incense stick. I have a housemate who's sensitive to scent. And I'm waving the fan gently around the chart 3 times, offering the element of light and a cooling breeze. And now I take a bell and I'm going to ring that around the chart 3 times, offering the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and I sincerely ask all of these divine beings that we have just invoked to bless all of us and to bless our world. I ask them to bless our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire planet. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on the planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own personal prayers for another minute, and then we can do some very short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for your participation, your support. I can take a few questions in the chat if you want to post them there. I would like to answer a question that someone asked last week. They were asking what nakshatra or Vedic star did the star Betelgeuse correspond to? And I did have a chance to look that up. And it looks like Betelgeuse is a star that's in Gemini. And in the Vedic system, that is, it's associated with the star that is their nakshatra called Ardra, which is the one that is symbolized as the teardrop of compassion. So if the person who asked that question is here, Betelgeuse in the Vedic system would correspond to the nakshatra Ardra. I know that's Mohini's birth star. That's the star the moon was in when she was born. And she's the global director of Tripura Foundation, and she certainly has a heart of great compassion and truly cares about sufferings of others with the work she does for Dr. Pillai. So that's the answer to that question that was asked before. Okay, so I'm checking the chat. I see people expressing thank you, people expressing praise, prayer, blessings over and over to everyone. We say amen to all of that. And I would like to thank everyone for being here, whether you post in the chat or not. I'm grateful to have you here. The group energy helps all of us to go deeper with the puja. And with the puja, when we're being silent, having that moment of silent reflection, for some of you, there might be seeings. For some of you, there might be feelings. For some of you, there might be understandings as we're doing the puja. And all of those are valid modes of perception. We don't all experience everything the same way. So again, it might be seeings, it might be feelings, it might be understandings. It will be, particular to each of you how the divine spirit flows in and interacts with you. we have the energies of all of these planets and stars and divine beings inside of all of us. So as we're doing the puja and connecting with those energies, you know, thinking of them out there in outer space, we're also awakening our own inner connection to all of these divine beings as well, waking that up so that you start to connect with feeling those energies inside of you. Let's see here. Van is saying, yes, I hear many times the song, set fire into the tears. Okay, I don't know if you're talking about the star Betelgeuse and Ardra, but yes, Ardra's star, it's symbolized as that teardrop of compassion. And in Buddhism, there's a saying, the Buddha always has a tear in his eye that no one sees, but there is that teardrop of compassion that the enlightened beings have toward all of us, toward all the suffering on the planet, all of the issues and problems that everyone is dealing with. And they come into our world to share light and to give us teachings to help us learn how to live in a happier, more joyous type of a way. Okay. Well, again, I know it's a holiday for those of you in the United States. It's Labor Day, and I don't like to keep you too long. I'll go ahead and let the video continue to just play out till the end. And want to say thank you, those of you that would like to help support the channel. If you can press the like button for the video and also subscribe to the channel, that's always very appreciated. We'll be here again tomorrow and hope to see some of you again then. Namaste.